Welcome to the Hansen Brothers podcast. I'm Timmy and joined by my brother Kevin. We are teammates and world champions in rallycross. This podcast is our space to catch up while traveling the motorsport world. It's that time of year when it's time to look back at what's been. We have some good stuff, bad stuff, and fun things to tell you about. We're also going to tell you that we were on Rebel Sweden's Christmas party last week, which was epic. But first up, how are you, Kevin?
I've got a right mess around me. I've got a Puma shoebox to lift the computer and another shoebox to keep the camera at a good level.
How can it not be a professional setup if it's a podcast room?
I don't know, really. It's quite a mess.
Yeah, it's not much podcasting going on in there, maybe.
But it looks good, actually. On the camera, it looks good. That's the most important part.
Shout out to Spotify listeners. Yeah, good. I'm still back home. It's lonely here without you now. But yeah, things are all good. We've been busy as always. Came home, obviously had the weekend off and spent it with family. Chopped some wood again.
Oh, you chopped some wood, yeah? Good lad. Yeah. I mean, obviously I left on Saturday morning. I had a week at home, which was really nice. We had we're going to speak about it in a sec, the Christmas party, and we had some nice family time, some good time in the office. I mean, it was nice to be back home, and I'm just going to go a bit here in the UK and then to Rwanda and stuff. So, but soon I'll be back again for Christmas, or before Christmas. I'm celebrating Christmas here in the UK.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that. But in another episode. But yeah, the Christmas party last week was so good. I think it's worth its own segment. Yeah, we had a great time. We went up to Stockholm. We met up with a couple other athletes, and we hung out for a day. We did some training. We solved the murder mystery during dinner with the other athletes. We had a lot of fun. And it all ended with a massive party. But yeah, Kevin, can you tell us a bit your experience from there?
First of all, it was so nice for you and me to have like 2 days just like athletes hanging out, like brothers. Also, when you're a thing like that and we're together, you always, hang around together all the time because it's like the safe spot. You can always have a calm discussion and stuff. So that was really nice. The drive up in the car with Susan was great. And just kicking off the party, we had some great lesson or like information about the can and how to integrate it and all of those things, which was, I think, really useful. Like everybody knows, Rebel is a bit of a mystery, and we're not going to spoil anything. What is said in that room, it can stay in that room, but it was very useful stuff to know about the can and about the product and some other stuff that is coming in 2025. And then also we had a great training session. We did a CrossFit session together there with everyone, which was really super hard. I almost, you took a little bit, I think, too much weight, and I could look at you across the room and see you just struggle with the shoulder presses. But that was, I love that one. I was completely dead after.
Yeah, that was so tough. We were a couple other athletes there, like skiers, snowmobile guy, Andreas. But it was Michaela Kotolinski. She was killing it in that session. Did you see that? And she also had a competition on Saturday. I think she did quite well. I spoke to her after. She did the high rocks in an hour 16. Yeah, so it was cool. Like she was in great shape. She was flying through those exercises, but we kind of had to deadlift 15 times. Then we had to do, I don't know what you call it when you
snatches.
The bar up to your shoulder, and then shoulder presses, and we had to keep the same weight. I was a bit too optimistic. Like before the session started, like, I'm strong, I'll put a lot of weight on, but I regretted that later on. But it was a very fun training session, and because we're all competitive, then that means that no one wanted to be left behind, far back. So we all pushed so hard. I could taste the blood in my mouth after the thing, but it was good. Then we hung out in the room. We chilled for a little bit, and we headed off to a restaurant just to have a good time. There was a guy there came to have us solve a murder mystery, so we all had to play like a character, and
just stressful. Never do that to me again, Rebel Sweden.
No, it took 3 hours to solve this mystery. And at the end of the 3 hours, like trying to figure out who in this room was the murderer, I had no clue. So I was so bad at the game.
very happy to go to bed and kickstart the next day, which was really the main day. It was the Christmas party day. And we did a bit of photo shoot in the morning, and then went off to like a big cinema where they ran through the business side of Red Bull and all the employees, everything from, you know, people that set up the products in the stores, in the supermarkets, to people running the campus sites at the universities, to athletes, to HR people, like everyone. And I think I love those moments, and to see how much can they sell and what the improvements are year on year. And then it was off to a Christmas party, which was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, but it was very cool to see. It was 220 people there, and that's just Red Bull Sweden. It's a very big company, but as you said before, Kevin, it's like Red Bull is a bit mysterious. You only really see that they have these massive sports projects or music projects and stuff, but you never see much of the actual company. And I think that's part of the charm of Red Bull. Like, when they do something, they do it very, very good. But if they don't commit to it, like, you don't see anything about what's happening behind the scenes in the company. Yeah, it's just a fascinating. And I got so proud, you know, being a Red Bull athlete and being part of that journey of the company growing we have been there for over 10 years now, you and me, Kevin, and it's just been it's such a great company, and they're such a great sponsor, just always supporting us in whatever we do. When they ask us to come, they put together this crazy good, you know, good feeling where we can just hang out. I mean, it's the dream sponsor to have, and I'm so lucky to have been with them for such a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, the after party, the main thing there for me was the people playing, which was the two biggest artists or bands in Sweden, which was just, I mean, on my Spotify Wrapped, number one was Bolaget, which is the band that came there, and it was also Victor Lexell, and he was my third most listened artist, and together they have a song which was my most listened song that they played. So it was like, just for me, that was like a perfect way to end the 2024 season almost, you know. Unbelievable after party. A few Red Bull drinks here and there, and maybe we didn't feel 100% the day after, but luckily Susan drove us all the way home.
Yeah, but it was a great time, and like that, to have Bolaget and Victor Lexell. If you're Swedish, for sure you will know them. They make music in Swedish, but they're so good, and it was a surprise that they would come and play. So nobody knew, but we were in a room there downstairs in the party area with, like, how many can we have been? Like 100 people, 150 people?
100, 150, yeah.
And these people sell out stadiums.
Yeah, 50, 60,
yeah,
1,000 people. It's unbelievable. And such a huge fan base. And then you used to play for a few hundred. I mean, Red Bull, what an amazing company.
Yeah. So that was really cool. But as we said, it's that time of year when we can relax, we can have some fun, we can look back at what's been. And because of that, we have put together a couple different topics for you that we want to tell you about. Some good things, some bad things, and fun things. What have you cooked up, Kevin? Because you really wanted to keep these things a secret. So
well, it's more fun if it's secret. So we said, like before, let's just try and push down to one good, one bad, and one funny thing from the year. And also, when I was thinking about this, it's also very different, fun or funny. So I've tried to go for a bit more on the funny side of things. But first, good. For me, a good thing from the year, just racing wise, that I really look back to and enjoy, was really that it's two things, because it's two championships, but I'm gonna prioritize one of them, and it's that Sunday final in Scotland, starting from P5, worst spot, and just doing an unbelievable move to take the lead for the second day in a row and pushing it home to give Molly a great lead. Like, that was for me one of the best moments of the year. If you go down into the details, obviously the wins are incredible, but that first corner, high risk, high reward move. Obviously the Portugal win in the rallycross car was way overdue in the electric car. Third season with it and still no win, so that was obviously a great thing. But in detail, that first corner, still I can feel how excited I was coming out of turn one in the lead. I was like, unbelievable. Leading on the Sunday once again after winning Saturday. Yeah, perfect. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time. It didn't actually cross my mind, but I also had a great time over there in Scotland. But it was as you expect it to be in Scotland. Rainy, muddy, it was very slippery. We had that mud pool in one of the corners. There was no grip at all. But yeah, Kevin, you and Veloce took the wins both days. It was actually a copy-paste podium both days, which is, I don't think, happened before. So Axiona Sainz was second both times, and me and Katie for Andretti was third both days. So I also had a great time there. And yeah, until now, it's the last time that we drove the Extreme E-car. So yeah.
Feels like a long time ago now. Hopefully we can do something again with that. It's such a fun series. So yeah, what was your good thing?
My good thing, I wanted to say like the win or something like that, because obviously it's good. But I think the win we got there was it was very cool. It was teammate strategy. I had pole, you backed the field up, so we didn't really have the pace, but we came first and third anyway in the end. So yeah, big teammate work there to get the win for me in Belgium. But I wanted to say the good thing about this year was actually Battle of Technologies in World Rallycross, because it solved so many of our problems that we have had. First up, that the fans wanted ICE cars back and wanted the sound back on the grid, which now we have it. We as Hansen, we believe in electric, and we're still racing with the electric cars. That's what we're sticking to. But I can agree that, that noise of a World Rallycross car on the anti-lag is magic. And now some other teams have believed in that, and now the sound is back when we're on the start line. And I think that's added a lot to the show. Also, the fact that the cars have different strengths and weaknesses. So it created a lot of good battles over the year. It was always a talking point. Electric or petrol will be the stronger on this very track that we came to. I think it was a great step forward in the right direction for our sport.
So if that was your good thing, what is your bad thing then?
Yeah, this is also a bit funny.
My bad thing is a bit funny. The bad thing?
Well, this is bad for you.
Okay, fantastic.
My bad thing of the year is your start crash, day 1 or day 2 in Hungary with Johan, when you had pole and threw it all away in turn 1 and sent it into the wall. But also it's funny because Johan was in this run at that time where he would have quite good starts, and then he would just turn in on people and basically saying in car body language that, okay, if you don't back down, we're going to crash. And we saw that in the first final of the year with Clara on pole, Johan second. Then Johan had another one of those good starts. He turns in, and Clara, being like her best result so far, backed down and played it safe, which is, is better than crashing. But you said like, no, I'm not backing down. And then what happened is that you crashed. And it was bad. But I think also if you had backed down right there, it would have meant that allowing that to happen, and then it will happen to you more times. So you just kind of have to put your foot down and say like, no.
Yeah, well, it is actually my bad thing, even if I don't recognize it as bad. I mean, it's never good to get disqualified, so it must be the bad thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. Like as I said, it's a bad thing.
But it's also, I'm more than happy that was what happened. He cannot get away with things like that. It's if I have to get disqualified to make sure that doesn't happen again, because you turn in and you put that risk on the person on the inside. Either you back out or we crash, putting the risk in the steward's room, and you shouldn't be like that. You should race fair and square, and if you want to win, you should be able to have that proper action. So I'm very happy I did that, because I will never have him turn in on me and try and crash me into the wall or do something where I am to the right of having the position. So it is a bad thing to get disqualified, but I am more than happy I did it, because no way is he gonna get away with treating me like that. So in the end of the day, he should, in the end of the day, I was in the position where we got informed that you have right of corner on the inside. I was more than halfway up the car, but he squeezed me so much we would have crashed if I didn't back out. So in the end of the day, he should have had the penalty. In the end of the day, we both got one because we didn't finish the race. But also in the end of the year, we were standing there 1 and 2. So it was kind of, a building point for the future.
Yeah, but also you have kept crashing. Like every time he tries to pass you, you crash. The two of you. Like also in Turkey when he tried to go around the outside and then inside
Yeah.
for the hairpin, you crash. And
But I looked on that. Have you looked on the drone footage from that thing?
no,
Where he's like completely wide out on the barrier and I'm in the racing line, and then his front is angled completely back to my car, comes back into the racing line, and we crash. I'm like, how is it not a penalty? We both got stopped. I crash spun. I mean, you only can continue to try, but he won't pass me.
yeah. And again, this is the Hansen Brothers podcast, so
Yeah.
obviously we are quite biased, you and me.
If you want to listen to the Christopherson podcast, oh wait, there isn't one, so we're leading.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I know.
This is the good stuff. Okay,
Yeah, I love it.
Was that also your bad thing of the year?
Yeah, it was my bad thing.
Also, we had the
I
same.
got disqualified. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, we're brothers. It's like when we showed up to the Christmas party, we were wearing the same thing.
Yeah, we wear the same outfit.
Classic.
At least we chose a different cap or hat today.
Yeah, I thought it's getting a bit Christmassy and it's quite cold, so I thought, no, beanie day.
Beanie day, yeah. Fun thing. I thought of many things, but like we always had to have a good time in the team, like hanging out with each other and spending time. But the time I most enjoyed this year was the day 2 final in Portugal, where it was that massive fight when me and OC swapped position multiple times. I actually started. Did I start 4th? Yeah, I started 4th and took the lead out of turn 1, which is mad. Like that's not what you expect from starting in that position.
I think you started 3rd and had to go out because Ole Christian came in and you had to turn left, go around everyone, and then brake late.
That's true. Yeah, I did start 3rd, you're right. But I had to go left, so it was like I came from fully outside. But because we were so fast down the straight with the electric cars there, the combustion engine cars had no chance whatsoever down to the first corner. And you and I braked side by side. Yeah. You gave me the space, so I could maintain the lead. You jumped into the Joker. And that basically left us in 2 completely separate races, but also versus each other, where you were having to defend from Johan behind you, having done the Joker, and I was having to defend from OC, having not done the Joker. And basically, whoever would be the fastest of those 2 groups would win the race. And OC overtook me in the first lap in that bottom corner, turn 9. It's actually a beautiful pass. But then I got back onto him with that straight line speed down the start straight, and he defended and got slightly wide, and I knew like if I let him drive, he will just drive away, so I had to take that first opportunity, squeeze my way back past, and then he put so much pressure on me every lap in that turn 9. And we knew between you and me, like the turn 9 was my weakest corner on the track, and then it was his strongest corner, and especially my entry middle speed wouldn't be the best there. And then he had massive entry middle speed. So it was just impossible.
That's the lighter weight being used a bit better, I think, in those scenarios.
Yeah, and also it wasn't my best corner. You know, that also happens. And it overlapped with a very good corner for him. So he had multiple attempts on me there. And he finally overtook me again on the final lap. And I got straight back onto the inside on him again. Unfortunately, then he got damaged and he didn't finish, so that was very, very sad. But actually, a fun fact also. Did you know he messaged me after that race?
Oh yeah.
I thought when I saw the message from OC in my Instagram DMs, then
could be a bit spicy.
No. Yeah, it could be spicy. But no, he actually sent me a message and like just thanked me for a good race, and I was like, wow, that's really cool of him. Like, okay, he ended up worse off, but we both, I think, had a great time racing the cars then. And of course, I said sorry for the race ending like that. But also, you can't have a battle like that unless you both allow it to happen. And yeah, it was just one of those battles that will go to history for me. So that was fun.
I think racing all year with them has been really exciting because they've obviously been really strong, but they've been most of the time, especially from Hungary forward after the first 2 races, they've been really fair, and then all the racing have been actually really nice and good, even if they've had the strength to be really quick, but we've many times taken the start. So it's been, I think the racing this year has been really fun. Also, the difference between the 2 brothers will become clear when we come here to the funny point of these conversations, where you focus on the driving on track and mine after party.
Which after party?
Yeah, well, I had two. There's been two really nice one. Obviously, the one in Scotland with Veloce is absolutely epic because we had our own car, so then all of that was epic. But
And I
I
was
thought it
invited.
wasn't really any fun thing. But what I realized when I think back of the after party in Turkey is that I realized we have quite a few mad people in our team. And so there was this one person that got, let's say, looped into the fun with the mechanics. Won't say everything because, team secrecy. Nothing what people think, not that things, but
And people will think a lot because you've been, like, left them with a lot of open ends here.
yeah, but in the end of the day, my point being, you need to be ready if you enter a Hansen team to live with the party level of our mechanics, because Christ, they can party and they can drink you under the table a lot. And I just think that after party, they show the real spirit of, we can win drinking in the after parties. That was our strong point from the year. And you have to be careful of getting too much looped into it if you don't have the strength, because this person was hanging out with us the next day and wasn't the strongest. So I think that experience was quite hellish and quite enjoyable when you're not feeling so bad afterwards and you didn't hang out with all the mechanics. You feel quite happy. I bet that person didn't feel great.
Yeah, but like, and this is actually maybe the best thing, but we take it for granted that, like, Hansen World Rallycross team is like a big family, and we have the mechanics there. And when we actually get time, like, we're all super serious during the race, and we all know, like, when to switch on and off. And I think that's why we have so fun when we realize, okay, weekend's over, we have something to celebrate. Let's go out to eat together. Let's have a couple of drinks. Let's have a good time. Then
Yeah.
it's definitely the big family, like, just enjoying. And it was a great time in Turkey. Just we had the restaurant there. I think the O'Donovans were there too. No, everyone came at the end.
Promoter and FIA, the
Yeah.
official after party was there. And I think that's just such a great thing about our people. But they work so hard. We're not the biggest team, but they work so hard, dedicated, sacrifice so much. And then, it's so nice to see them. Like, it's not like they drink all the time. It's just like a after party moments where you see, like, they've finally done such a hard work. They can let go and have a great time. What a team spirit we have in our team. It's absolutely fantastic, and something that is just so heartwarming to experience, and so great to see that they can bring in the newbies and get them properly enjoyed in the drinking.
Yeah, that is fun. That was a good party. And it was kind of packed with everyone from the Rallycross paddock. Later at night, we had dinner there also earlier on in the evening. But it was a great way to end the season. Some end of year gifts from us to you. A good thing, bad thing, and a fun thing that's happened this year. It was fun to share it. It was fun that we had the same bad thing, Kevin.
Yeah, it was good. I actually thought of the same good thing for a while, but I enjoyed that one. And next time we can chat about my experience in Rwanda also.
You're going to Rwanda for the FIA prize giving for the second place in the championship. Tell me if Verstappen did a good job with his work there after swearing.
I will. Yeah, I will also. That's really the fun thing of the year, that his community service is working with crosscart, which is rallycross. So the community service is working with rallycross.
That's community service, yeah.
Thank you for giving back.
That's why I do crosscart sometimes, because I'm a good guy and I like to give back to the community.
That's good. Well, I will keep an eye on him out there, and if I could join him, I would. But yeah, I will keep an eye out. I'm sure there will be a few inside stories that is not shown on TV that I can highlight here next week.
Yeah. And I will also get to find out about it on this podcast, and so that will be fun.
Can't wait for it.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for listening today. If you've enjoyed it, like this episode, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us. We've received so much support already. Thanks for being part of this journey, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.